'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a Panzerkampfwagen 6 Tiger Mark 1. Welcome to the show, and welcome to the Christmas special What a Santa. The Russians are looking to gate crash the Germans' Christmas Eve party. Ooh, what absolute meaners. So here's the two sides for tonight's game. Germans, we have one Tiger, which has a slow turret and heavy armour. It's commanded by Heinz Baderian, and they do have time for a snifter card. They've clearly got plenty of schnapps for their Christmas shindig. The Russians have two T-34s, which are fast tanks, and they're commanded by Senior Lieutenant Igor Dynadich and Junior Lieutenant Vasily Topolova. They don't have any cards. The German Tiger is holed up in the northern part of the village as indicated by the black circle. The two Soviet T-34s will be entering the bottom of the table as indicated by the red circles. There's plenty of line of sight issues for both sides here, small rises with trees on top and fences and buildings. There's also some frozen streams about, but they are quite boggy and they'll count as minor obstacles. To compound things for both sides, it is snowing and therefore visibility is reduced to 24 inches only. And one final point, the Russians will have the initiative and the Germans will have to roll to see if they hear the tank in the distance. Seasonal cheer to one and all. Nice drop of Malbec. Okay, Topolova is off first, and he gets no drive dice, 3, 3, 4, 4, 6, but being a fast tank, he can change, probably change one of the 3s to a drive. So off he goes, 6. Now the plan for the Soviets, the Russians, they will be trying to flank the German on the left and the right. I think he'll change the 6 to a drive as well. Go again. And he goes another 7. So Topolova is going left flanking. Dynadich. Okay, no drive dice. So he can only change 1 to a drive dice, and he goes 7. And he will go around here. Alright, can the Germans hear things? Ooh, not quite. Alright. Dynadich. Again, no drive dice, but he's got a wild card. And he'll change one. He'll change the acquisition to a drive. He goes 6. And he'll change the wild dice to a drive. 10. That's a good roll. So he's moving up nicely on the rear of the Tiger. Topolova. Again, oh, he's got 1 drive dice and wild. So 10, that's a good one. I think what he might do is bear right here and try and hide behind that hut. So he's going to turn the 6 into a drive. Here's another 7. He's covered by the building there. Right, so the Russians are within 24, so it's an automatic alert. Alarm! Alarm! By the Germans. So they are now part of the gang. And by that I mean they can roll for initiative. So Germans, 1. Topolova gets 5. And Dynadich gets a 4. Right, let's see what Topolova gets. 1 drive, 2 shoots and 2 reloads. Now he's obviously heading up to the front side of the tiger, which he doesn't really want to do. So I think he's going to continue going behind that hut. Here's 4. And he might just change another one of the dice to a drive, and he'll go up behind the hut. Yeah, which he does. So he's now waiting there, just behind the hut, waiting to ambush the tiger. Would he get a chance? Looks like the Germans are asleep at the wheel. Okay, so what have we got there? 2 wilds, acquisition, and 2 fires. It's a good roll, actually. He is going, don't need to acquire if you're unbuttoned, which he is at the moment. So the 2 will become a drive. He'll continue on his merry way. He goes 4. He's going to do another drive with one of the 6s. He goes 9. Right, look at this. Dino Ditch is right behind the tiger now. He has, he doesn't have to acquire because he does. He's got some light cover there. Right, it's a real shame because he's got that little fence there. He's got to acquire, he's got to use the wild card, or the wild dice 6 to acquire, which means he's left with 2 4s and can't do anything this time, which is a real disappointment for him. What's old Herman up to? Right, so 2 3 3 5 6. I guess he has to change the 6 into a 1 for drive, but he knows the T-34 is on his left rear, so he's going to reverse. He goes 4. And he can rotate up to 60, which he does. He can acquire and aim onto Dino Ditch's T-34, but he can't do anything else. That is it. Right, we now have a critical roll for initiative. Dino Ditch, 6. Ooh. Topple over, 5. What's Herman going to get? 1. Right. Dino Ditch is going first. Let's see what he gets. Right. Acquisition, aim, and a wild. Right, what he will do is aim. He'll aim twice, so he'll get +1 to hit. He's got to change his wild into a shoot. So he needs a 5 with 2 dice. Oof, which he's just about to get. He shoots with 6. It's frontal armour. He needs 5s and 6s. He only gets 1. Tiger's armour is 10. Easily saved. Missed or bounced off. However, he's only got 2 2s left, and he can turn one of them into a drive, which he will do. And I think prudence will say that he will probably reverse away, and he goes 6. Which takes him nicely up into the trees, up in the hill, so he's out of line of sight at the moment. Right, what's Topple Over going to do now? Drive, acquire, shoot, and reload. Well, he hasn't got an aim, which he needs, so perhaps he's just going to shuffle forward and use this building to hide behind. So 1 drive dice. Oh dear, that's not good. He'll have to turn one of the other dice, the reload, into another drive, because he's out in the open now. He goes 9. And we've got a good line of sight blocker with that hut. Okay, Herman is still acquired. He's not quite out of sight, but he's certainly lost his aim. So, ooh, this looks a good roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. So 1 is a drive, and he will drive forward and turn slightly to avoid that fence. But you could quite easily mulch it down anyway, it doesn't really matter. He doesn't need an acquire because he's unbuttoned. He's got 1 aim, so he does that. He's already loaded, so it's a fire. At this stage, I forget to use the 2d6 fire dice. What a Santa. So he's got a strike of 10. With 5s and 6s, that's just 1 5 and 1 6. That's pretty appalling shooting at that range. T34 is 6 for armour. And that is it. So you got 3, so that is it. It bounces off. Poor shooting. And for the 6, the wild card, Herman will reload. Initiative now. Dynaditch gets a 2. Herman a 6. And topple over 1. Herman's off first. This could be critical. Right, 1, 2, 4, and 2 6s. Right, he's aimed, he's acquired. He's already loaded, so he's going to shoot. 10 dice looking for 5s and 6s. Oh dear. Still only 2 hits. It's appalling. Defense is 6 dice. Only 1, so it's a net 1 hit. Right, so we've got 1 hit, so it's a temporary damage to Dynaditch, so he loses 1 of his command dice. Now, also though, I've got 2 wilds, so I can reload and fire again, which will leave him unloaded, but that's fine. So Herman is piling on the misery. Now that is a massive 4 6s and 4 5s hits. This could be critical for Dynaditch. Right, 5s and 6s required. He gets 2, so that's net 6, which is 3 or more, obviously. And I'm afraid, Dynaditch, you've had it, mate. You've gone, you're brewed up, and that's your Christmas over. No prezzies for you. Dear oh dear, what's going to happen to old Topple over here? He's got to push it on. Oh, sorry, that was a 1. Well, he's got a good roll there, actually. So I think on that 1, that drive dice, he's going to reverse and swivel. Oh, that's a nice one. He has to acquire because there's a bit of cover between him and Herman. So that's fine, he's got a 2. 3 for aim and a 4 for firing. Good news. So, unfortunately, because of the Tiger's heavy armour, it's still 5s and 6s to hit on there. So he gets 2, 1 5 and 1 6. Defending with 10. And that is easily defeated with 5. Right, initiative. Herman gets 5 and Topple over gets 2. Alright, for Herman, what have we got there? 3 2s, a 3 and a 6. I guess on the 6 that has to turn into a drive dice. So he's going to reverse and swivel to his left. Which doesn't really do much. And that's all he can do. Topple over's got a chance. What have we got here? He hasn't got he hasn't got a drive at the moment. Right. He's loaded already. Well, he could just take a hit, take a shot here. Right, Tiger moved only a little bit, so he's got to acquire again. Aim again, which he does with a 3. He'll have to turn the 6 into a 4 to shoot, which he will. 5s and 6s required. Ooh, misses completely. Haven't even got a roll for defense there. So what does he do now? He can change one of the dice into a 1. I don't know whether he needs to do that or not. I think he will. Change a 5 into a 1. No, 5 would be reload. So he reloaded. He'll change a 3 into a drive. And I think he's going to go behind this hut. Which he does. So he's out of line of sight. Any German crew that aren't in the tank at the moment are going to get a big 76mm poke through the window and ruin the Christmas party. Right, initiative. Herman, 1. Topple over, 2. Right, here we go. Topple over. There we go. Right, so he's now got to get out from behind that house. Put himself in a bad position in a way. So I think you can go 1 to go 90 degrees. One of his drive dice. He doesn't have to go the full distance. So he's just going to go up here and turn his turret. That's the other one. He's unbuttoned. He can aim for a 3 and fire with a 4. 5s and 6s required. He's got 2 hits. And target defense is 10. He gets 4 saves, so that is no effect. Right, Herman. Okay. Right, one of the 6s is going to be reversing. He goes 4. He will have to acquire, so he needs to change a 6 into a 2 to acquire. He has a 3 for an aim and a 4 for a shot. Sorry, I think he's unloaded actually. He's to reload and a 4 for a shot, and that's all his dice. Okay, fine. Oh god, that's another crunching hit. Oh, it's 5 hits, 3 of which are 6s. There's only 2 saves. That's it. Topple over's destroyed, brewed up as well, and that's the game over. Germans can go back to their schnapps and have a nice little booze up for Christmas Eve. And I tell you what, I think I'll join them. Cheers everybody, have a great Christmas.